Welcome back, this is part 8 of What Happened to the Alien and Predator series. It all started back in the late 80s when comic book company Dark Horse acquired the rights to publish comic book spin-offs based on the film Aliens. Coincidentally, soon after the release of Predator, Dark Horse also gained the rights to publish comics based off the Predator series. After a while, Dark Horse started to look for ways to expand its comic book line, and when brainstorming ideas, they made the logical connection. Aliens is owned by 20th Century Fox, Predator is owned by 20th Century Fox, both movies are about extraterrestrial monsters, why not make Alien vs Predator? And just like that, the series was changed forever. Combining Aliens and Predator turned out to be a match made in heaven. A massively popular line of comics, novels, video games, trading cards, action figures, models, and just about all other forms of merchandise imaginable was made based off the concept. So really, it was just a matter of time. Both franchises started off as movies after all. So when were we going to see an Alien vs Predator movie? It took 10 years of rejected scripts and turned down directors and just all-out development hell before a movie was greenlit. But in 2004, our dreams came true. Alien vs Predator. When I saw the teaser trailer, I nearly shit my pants. Were they actually going to make an AVP movie? Our prayers had been answered. But it turns out we were praying to the wrong god. Alien vs Predator sucked. The idea sounded so simple. Just do what they did in Aliens and combine it with what they did in Predator. And there you go. Instant classic. That's what they did for the Alien vs Predator 2 game, and it was awesome. But somehow, they screwed it up. How could they fuck up an Alien vs Predator movie? Well, where do I begin? Well, the start's a pretty good place. The film is written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. This guy has a solid track record of making shitty adaptations of once great franchises, such as the terrible Mortal Kombat and Resident Evil movies. Yes, he did make Event Horizon, which was a very alien-like horror film, but he doesn't even try to do something like that here. The first problem with this movie you can see just by looking at the rating. A US PG-13. Every other Alien and Predator movie had a US rating of R, and for good reason. They contained violence, nudity, swearing, drug use, and most importantly, an adult storyline and tone. All this has been removed from the film in favour of a lower rating, and it really shows. Every time you see something remotely violent about to happen, the movie cuts away before you see anything. When Lex goes to drop an F-bomb here,
"You are one ugly mother,"
we cut away. This cutting away crap is such a cop-out. And right on the opening shots of the film, we get the next biggie. The movie is set on modern-day Earth. What the fuck? Every other Alien movie was set in the distant future, and the whole point of every other Alien movie was to stop the bloody aliens getting to Earth, because if they did, the aliens would destroy the universe. Now it turns out the aliens have actually been on Earth for thousands of years, and nothing bad ever came of it. What a kick in the balls to the Alien movies. In one shot, this film has contradicted the entire point of all the other movies. Oh, Ripley, you don't need to kill yourself to stop the aliens. Turns out they're on Earth already, and, whoops. And you don't need to kill those millions of people either. Oh, fuck. Another problem is that a modern-day Earth setting simply isn't as interesting as the future. By being set in the future, you get to see cool things such as advanced technology, fascinating alien planets, and also an interesting look on how society might be in a few years' time. By setting the film on modern-day Earth, you lose all that. God, this film hasn't even started yet and I know it's gonna suck. The plot follows an Antarctic guide called Alexa Woods, as she is contracted by the founder of Wayland Industries, an eccentric wealthy industrialist called Charles Bishop Wayland, played by Lance Hendrickson. A lot of people have wondered, how is it we can have a human bishop here and also have a human bishop at the end of Alien 3? Despite the two films being set hundreds of years apart. Fans have come up with various crazy theories to try and explain this, but I think this explanation suits best. Paul W.S. Anderson fucked up. So anyway, one of Wayland's satellites has discovered an ancient pyramid buried 2,000 feet beneath the ice of Bouvet Island. Because of its historical significance, Wayland has assembled a team of archaeologists, miners, and mercenaries in order to lay claim on the site. However, when they set foot in the pyramid, it turns out it's a trap. The pyramid was built by the predators thousands of years ago, where the predators sacrifice humans to be used as hosts for alien facehuggers, bred by a captive alien queen. Then, young initiate predators kill the aliens as a rite of passage ritual. Our humans are caught in the middle of this mess, and as the tagline says, whoever wins, we lose. Yeah, we lost alright. Bad writing and bad direction has let this film down on all fronts. Wisely, the film does give us about 40 minutes to get to know the characters and build suspense before the action starts. Unwisely, the film has bad characters, isn't suspenseful, and has bad action. Of all the characters in the film, only about 4 of them have any proper amount of screen time, while the rest are just killed off before we have a chance to even learn their names. And those 4 characters who do have adequate screen time just aren't that interesting. None of them do anything that really makes me like or care about them and make me want to root for them to survive. In fact, some of them even annoy me, like this guy who won't shut the fuck up about his kids. And the movie isn't scary or suspenseful either. This can be attributed to various factors. It's in part due to not caring about the characters, so we don't fear for them if they live or die. It's in part due to the aforementioned PG-13 rating, preventing us from actually seeing when a character dies. It's in part due to poor directing and writing not effectively getting the most out of the premise. But it's also simply due to the fact that watching an alien and predator fight each other isn't scary, because we don't fear for which one wins or loses. They're both bad guys. It doesn't matter which one wins or loses so long as the humans aren't threatened. And on the topic of the action scenes, they're a bit of a letdown. Don't get me wrong, they are professionally choreographed, shot and edited, and they are actually rather entertaining and have some pretty cool moves in them. But at the same time, they manage to be overblown and silly. For starters, all the plot and character development is just thrown out the window as soon as the action starts, as if the film was just trying to get the story out of the way because it was a burden in order to start the fighting. And overuse of slow motion and bullet time effects really make the film feel more like a crappy The Matrix knockoff than an actual Alien or Predator movie. And then you've got scenes like where the Predators use pro wrestling moves on the aliens, or the alien spins on the floor like Curly from the Three Stooges, which is just really over the top and childish. In fact, that's really a term that I like to use to describe this movie. It's childish. It's like a 90-minute long episode of Power Rangers. I probably would have liked it if I was 8 years old, but as an adult, it just seems stupid. The creature designs look like crap. While the aliens do look better than they did in Alien Resurrection, mostly due to the use of an animatronic alien instead of a man in a rubber suit, the alien still looks like balls when compared to the original. Giga's sexual demon from Beyond the Stars have been replaced with these short, generic serpents that look too clean and streamlined, almost like a caricature of the original alien. And the predators in the film are fat and clumsy, with exaggerated physiques to give them broad shoulders, making them look more like rugby players than elegant hunters. And the predator's heat vision mode looks nowhere near as impressive as it used to. And just look at the predator's face. Oh my god, it looks like shit. It looks so rubbery. Look at the Predator from the first film, and look at this. The Predator from the first movie looked real. It actually looked like a real creature. This looks like a bad Halloween mask. Oh, and I can't forget that nearing the end of the movie, the only surviving human, Alexa, actually teams up with the sole surviving Predator to fight the aliens. This is both unbelievably stupid and insulting towards the Predator mythos. It's stupid because the way it's portrayed makes it look like the Predator is a superhero and Alexa is its sidekick, like a bad episode of Adam West's Batman. It's insulting to the Predators for 2 reasons. Firstly, the idea that the Predator needs help from a human really just makes this Predator seem like a big pussy when compared to the ones from the other movies. Secondly, and more importantly, it's just the fact that the film has turned the Predators into the heroes of the movies. The Predators are supposed to be villains. They're evil sons of bitches who kill people for sport, viewing humans little more than a hunter views deer. They're not nice guys. They're douchebags, and yet this movie turns the Predators into big friendly teddy bears. There's even a scene where I could swear Alexa and the Predator are going to kiss. Oh no, they're not looking deeply into each other's eyes, are they? Oh, for the love of God, does the Predator look smitten? Christ's sake, please don't! Oh, thank God. But it doesn't end there. The Predator makes Alexa a spear and shield out of an alien corpse like he's fucking MacGyver, so Alexa can run around and stab aliens to death with it. Going back to Alien 3, I remember there was a scene where the prisoners discussed the futility of trying to stab an alien.
Don't you start bullshitting, Dylan. We're gonna be trapped in here like rats. You got a weapon? You got a blade, then you take it out and you fucking use it!
All right. So you think we're gonna stab this motherfucker to death?
Well, apparently that wasn't out of the question, because Alexa even manages to stab the fucking Queen with her spear. A lot of things in this movie just makes no sense at all. Why are the humans bringing machine guns on this expedition when Boviet Island is completely uninhabited? What are they planning on shooting? Penguins? Why don't the scientists follow any scientific procedure or do any scientific research when they enter the pyramid, instead of just opting to stand around gawking like tourists? How can they read the hieroglyphics off the walls when it's written in a language nobody has ever seen before? Why is there light inside the pyramid even though they're hundreds of feet below the ice? At night time at that. How can the aliens go from facehugger to chestburster within 10 minutes when it took hours or days in the previous films? Why didn't they notice there was an abandoned whaling station on top of their pyramid in their satellite photos? Why do these two only introduce themselves to each other halfway through the helicopter flight? Shouldn't have they met when they got on the helicopter? In the movie, there are often shots that show more aliens than there are actual hosts for the aliens. The pyramid they're in reconfigures its shape and structure every so often, and the character Sebastian figures that the pyramid will shift every 10 minutes because Aztecs use the metric system. Never mind the fact that the Aztecs didn't use the metric system, and that our measurement of time is based on units of 60. I could go on, but I'd be here all day. Now, if you forced me to say something good about the film, I will say that the production values are great. Aside from the creature effects, the movie has fantastic cinematography and good editing, a great use of miniatures and practical effects, a minimal and effective use of CGI, good costumes and makeup, good colour grading, and just all-round good production design. But unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the sound. The music is generic and forgettable, and the sound effects have been changed for the worse. For example, the Predator's iconic roars have been replaced by lion roars. And for some crazy reason, so have the aliens. And at the end of the day, professional production values can't save a film if it has been based on a poor script and is poorly directed. And you know what the worst thing about this movie is? It doesn't end. Right at the end of the movie, when the last Predator's corpse is being loaded onto the Predator mothership, a chestburster emerges from the body, and then the credits roll, leaving the film open for the next disastrous sequel. So tune in next week and bring some toilet paper. We're about to look at the shit stain that is Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
Hey, people are dying. We need guns.